Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is Broman Clash right here, and I want to talk about a topic that everybody has on their mind, or about what's really going on, and basically what gives people the reason to be themselves. That's right. I want to talk about equality and how the way to be equal, you gotta first understand equality about yourself. See, people are always judgmental because they don't really know much about themselves or they don't know too much about the world. Hence why they judge prematurely. Hey, look, I'm gonna admit I used to be the same way too. And I do have some tendencies here and there, but truth be told, I learned how to outgrow those tendencies and just be like, fuck it, you have your own life. But anyways, but when it comes right down to, you know, looking at life, looking at how the way people grow up, looking at their circumstances. Some people use their circumstances as an excuse to stay in those circumstances because they want to feel comfortable. Now, you may ask, but bro, man, Clash, how does this tie in with equality? Hey, look, if you have the same amount of effort to stay into the joint, then maybe you have enough effort to get out of it. Hey, look, I understand there are certain powers that will keep you down, but here's the thing: as long as you're doing something that you know that will get you out, but if you're willing to help your people to get out, then instead of thinking about yourself, you need to help other people too. And how's this tying with equality? Because equality also means, help yourself and then help others out. And it's quite funny too because when people choose to help others out, they feel like a sense of satisfaction. They feel happy. They feel glad. They feel as if they help the world. And it's funny too because just like what Jimi Hendrix once said, if the power of love exceeds the love of power, then the world will know true peace. See, now people really don't know true peace is because they don't know what real equality is. Real equality is looking at somebody dead in the eye, tell them the truth instead of based off of a rigid, bigot lie that was told by what others think is the truth. See, a perceived truth is different from the real truth. See, the real truth is right in front of your eyes. It will tell you right there, right in front of you, and say, hey, look, this is what it is. This is how it's going to be. You can't change that. We all live, we all die. Some of us, some of us had siblings that were aborted. Some of us, we were born prematurely, and you can't change that. But we still live. We still breathe the same air. We still live under the same sky. And true equality comes right down to the fact that you look at that and say, hey, look, me and you are in the same place. So what's the point of bringing each other down? And it's funny too because if you look at like the class system, that's not equality right there. That's more like exploitation because like the lower class, the working class, we have a majority of the taxes, and then the middle class, little to no taxes, but they do get taxed right then and there. But the rich and the wealthy, they barely get taxed at all. That's not equal. That's not equality right there. In fact, if you really think about it, that's inequality because it shows off that no matter how much you work, you never become rich. But it's based off of opportunity. That's the thing. Now, equality and opportunity are two different things, so don't get it twisted. Now, when it comes right down to equality, you don't look at somebody and then say, hey, look, you look the part, so you can get it. But if they can do it and do it well without actually looking the part, then hey, that's equal opportunity because they can do things much better than other people. And then, other people who have like an unknown set skill, they can find that out later in life and they can help other people do it, which is even cooler because if you really think about it, equality comes from somewhere else. It comes from within. If you're equal within, then you don't have to worry about what other people think because you would treat others the way you want to treat yourself. If you want to treat others like you're a tyrant, then you know what happened to tyrants, right? They get killed. Seriously, think about it. Look at throughout history. Tyrants get killed, they get beheaded, they get all that crap. They get treated like crap because they treat others like crap. Or it might be dealing with karma. Equality sometimes has a mean little sister called Karma, and if you do good onto her, she'll do good onto you. But treat her like crap, she'll treat you like crap. So Karma's not really mean. I know that's going off topic, but still, it's kind of funny because when you really look at karma, look at equality, and how the way everything go, it's like an equivalent exchange. If you treat people well, life will treat you well. But if you treat other people badly, then life will treat you badly. And that's also equality in itself. But what about, social equality? Like when you look at people, see, look, because, some people are so glued on TV that they think, oh, if you see a black man, if you see like a white man, you're going to get like preconceived notions. And it's funny too, because when I look at the TV, you see like you know, white boys, white girls, they are judgmental, racist, all that crap. And, I understand, from a historical perspective, like some of them were like that, and some of you may say like, not all of them were like that. Keyword: some of them. We already know. And then they try to portray the South as if it was like an all racist area of America when there was racism going on all over America. And now you may ask, how does racism tie into equality? Yeah, that's also social inequality right there. To base somebody off of how they look instead of their character. And then, black men, black women, black boys, black girls, they looked at as less than human. They walk around as if, sagging their pants, acting as if like, yeah, let's follow the latest trend. Like they're brainless or something. That's not the case. If you turn off the TV, look on sometimes you look at face value, you listen to their words, and if their words match their actions, then they can be trusted, because equality is right there, because they're not hypocrites. And the real funny part is the fact that it goes right back to racism, preconceived notions. That's unequal right there. If you don't look at certain people as individuals, don't put another people as a collective. Because there will be certain individuals that will say enough is enough. Or they might shoot up a school. I know. I'm not trying to tease y'all white folks too much. Trust me. Some whiteys are good. I love that funny term whitey. Like that's something that you heard back in the 70s and 80s with Richard Pryor and Red Fox. May offend some of you, but hey, I'm just gonna say it. But when it comes right down to it, aside from joking aside, but when it comes right down to equality, you gotta learn to understand, to listen, and to just sit down. And if you're in class, take some fucking notes. And you wanna know what the real funny part is? And you're gonna really laugh at this. Feminism and chauvinism, they don't practice equality. In fact, they want to practice superiority because they feel inferior to themselves. They feel inferior themselves. Some of it from like a social standpoint, others from like traditional. See, look, traditions are meant to be broken. And I understand that, I'm on the way into marriage to have sex and all that crap. I'm willing to practice that. But, I'm also a realist because, traditions are meant to be broken, just like many traditions were forcibly broken. Many things, societies were forcibly broken. Some of them caved in because of years of oppression. Some of them caved in due to, economic reasons, which is total bullshit because I understand you need a way to regulate the money, but by creating like a false situation where you need more money so you tax the poor, man, come on. And then you treat the homeless like they are less than human. And that's That's inequality right there. That's, lack of a better words, that's bullshit. That's inequality. They're humans as well. Sure, they may not smell the best, but yet they are struggling. You kick them out in the fucking streets, and then you're gonna have the nerve to say, "Oh, well, the homeless are problem. Oh, that's going on. Y'all didn't discuss this." Taking away like their means of making a pay by taking away how many jobs, and some of the jobs are coming back. And I recently heard that Barack Obama had some choice words with Christianity too, just like all the years that Islam had like a bad rep. Now Barack Obama said something about how the way Christianity was used to justify Jim Crow and slavery, and some people were actually pretty pissed, and the certain people are. And it was funny too, cause after all the years you gave Islam some flack, you gave Islam some flack, and then it was kind of funny too because it's just like, wait a minute, hold up. I mean, hey, think about it. It's kind of true. I mean, look at how the way they use religion as a way to emphasize their superiority. That's social inequality right there. They called like women who they were suspicious of or possibly didn't get to have relationships with witches. Who knows? Who knows the reason? People were superstitious. People were not exactly understanding. They were just like, yeah, let's just judge them quick. That's that's being judgmental, and that's not being equal at all. Like, if you want me to be honest, because just because somebody excels at a skill doesn't necessarily mean that you can do the same skill as well. But if you find another way to feel as if like you can belong, then that's cool, man. But if people judge you for doing that, let them judge you, because as long as you keep on pushing it, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. And how does this tie in with equality and the topic of equality? Because everybody's free to choose to do whatever the hell they want, as long as it doesn't harm anybody. See, as long as it doesn't harm anybody for any other reason other than self-defense, I mean, justified, truthful, and just self-defense that actually has a reason. Just like Malcolm X once said, we are nonviolent with those who are nonviolent with us. That's equality right there, man. Now, some of you may say, like, oh, how does Malcolm X teach about equality? I mean, put it like this. If you're peaceful with me, I'm peaceful with you. No problem. But if you're violent with me, I'm violent with you. And some of you may pull up the Dr. King quote that, an eye for an eye will leave the world blind. And that's true. But but when it comes to self-defense, now let me give you another quote. This is a little snippet of a quote from Malcolm X. He said, I don't call it violence when it's used in self-defense. I call it intelligence. See, because self-defense can be used in many different ways other than just physically. Mentally, that's where it's at the most powerful, because if you can think it, then it's good. And then thinking also comes to equality as well, because look at it like this. Because equality actually allows you to think much more properly. And if you really think about it, equality helps you understand the world a bit, a lot better, as opposed to just being, judgmental. Like, okay, some of you may kick my ass, or you may just want to correct me on this, but like there are women in India, there are men in India. You know about the whole caste system in India, how the way the darker skinned people are treated like dirt, while the lighter skinned people are somewhat treated better, and how the way the caste system was used to keep like certain people on top, and and all that crap, and how the way in that time, the untouchables were on the bottom. You know this from history class, but I forgot the name of it. Yeah, the name of the light skin and the dark skin. there was like the Aryan, I think. No, not Aryan. No, 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 no. It was something else. But how the way there's some women in India who are darker skinned, who look just like me, that are going through some real messed up crap. And I read this in the Final Call newspaper. And some of you may say that, why don't you read the New York Times or something? I'm just like, I would, but most importantly, they'll probably be talking about celebrity bullshit anyways, so I'm not interested in their newspaper. And besides, I think I had enough looking at snippets of it on the train, so I just want to read the Final Call. And I read this little particular article and how the way like poor, you know, people in India, especially they're considered to be untouchables. They, you know, they have jobs where they pick up feces and all that crap from like higher ups, high rich people and all that crap. There was even one time that I read this in the Final Call. It was a recent issue, it was for 2015 February 10th, and it talked about how the way these women, like there was this one little girl that went to school. She dressed up. She would be she's very, like, she would look very pretty, but her classmates insulted her, probably spat at her, told her to, clean up my vomit and all that crap. And then the teachers didn't even do anything. I understand, like, somebody may say, like, that's their culture, that's how the way they live. But, they're also standing up and fighting because they're saying enough is enough. At first you may get beat down. At first you may say, like, you know what, man, there may not be a lot of supporters, but if you stand on your ground and you stand on what the hell you believe in, other people will follow suit because they will say that, hey, this is true. This is very true. And how does this tie in with equality? Because equality deals with understanding perspectives. If you understand other people's perspectives, then you have no problem. And it's quite funny because everybody loves to play as the enlightened lookers. They say, oh, I'm enlightened. Oh, I have a third eye open. All that crap. But it's real funny because when you look at them, they may be just a bunch of partiers, man. They may be a bunch of weed smokers. Hey, there's nothing wrong with ganja. And some of you may say, like, if you use it in the right ways, it's nothing wrong with it. Nature is good for you. Don't forget that. But, when it comes right down to it, why, man? Just be yourself. Other people will understand you. This is where equality comes from. Understanding and effort. And if you have the effort to understand and to understand the effort, then you basically understood equality, man. And that's the beautiful thing. People don't look at equality as if it's a struggle. See, look, if you understand yourself and you put the effort to actually change yourself because you see that something is detrimental for you, you do it because you choose to, as opposed to other people telling you what to do. Truly, like I said before, true equality doesn't come from other people. It starts with you. Don't try to label yourself so you can feel like a sense of being with somebody, because that's how you will fuck up. And this is a quote from, I'm not even gonna bring up that quote from Malcolm X because it doesn't really pertain to it, even though it's very important. But still, equality is important because it relies on understanding. But still, one thing I will say is this: what is your version of equality? What do you think equality is? Because I told you my version of equality. And with that, YouTube, I say this is Broman Clash right here, saying, out one at one. And I'll say, if you like, you can leave a comment, like, subscribe, your choice. And, hope y'all have a great day. This is Broman Clash, out like Scotty.